As the sun dipped below the horizon, the dense forest shrouded in darkness, for friends, Mark, Lisa, Tom, and Jenny, set up their campsite near an old, abandoned cabin. Legend had it that the forest was haunted by spirits of lost souls, but the friends laughed off these stories as mere myths meant to scare children. Once their tents were set up and the fire brightly lit, Mark began telling ghost stories, his face illuminated eerily by the firelight. Suddenly, a chilling wind blew through the trees, causing the fire to flicker wildly. "Must be a storm coming," said Tom, glancing nervously at the sky, which was now obscured by thick black clouds. Lisa and Jenny exchanged uneasy looks but continued to listen to Mark's stories. As the night went on, the forest seemed to come to life with noises, rustling leaves, distant howls, and the occasional snap of a branch. Pretending to be brave, Jenny suggested they explore the old cabin. With flashlights in hand, the group cautiously approached the rickety structure. The wooden door creaked open, and a musty smell greeted them. Inside, the cabin was dark, save for the thin beams of light from their flashlights. Shadows danced on the walls, morphing into eerie shapes that played tricks on their minds. They found an old, dusty diary on a table. It belonged to a man named Edgar, who had lived there decades ago. Jenny read aloud a passage detailing Edgar's descent into madness as he claimed to hear whispers in the forest. The friends, now genuinely spooked, decided to return to their campsite. Upon exiting the cabin, they noticed the fire had gone out. Puzzled and uneasy, they rekindled the flames and huddled close together. The wind had died down, and the forest seemed unnaturally quiet. Suddenly, Tom froze, pointing towards the trees. "Did you see that?" he whispered, his voice trembling. The rest followed his gaze, but saw nothing. Just as they began to relax, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. Panic set in, and they scrambled to their feet. Mark, trying to remain calm, suggested they stay close and not split up. The screams intensified, echoing through the forest. It sounded like a woman in distress. Unable to ignore it, they reluctantly decided to find the source. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the screams led them to a clearing where they found an old well. Peering inside, they saw nothing but darkness. Suddenly, a pale hand shot up from the depths, causing them to recoil in horror. They turned to run, but found themselves face to face with a translucent figure of a woman, her eyes empty and lifeless. She whispered, "Help me," before vanishing into thin air. Trembling with fear, the friends raced back to their campsite, only to find their belongings scattered and tents torn apart.